Hello and welcome to the Goblin Ringleader podcast. I'm your host Jack, and today another standard grind. Back from MagicCon Chicago. Oh, got a playmat. Got a shirt in the wall over there. Let's see if you can see this. Oh, wrong way. And then down. Perfect. Well, so that's the playmat we got, and we got some cool Yargle sleeves. Very nice. Gonna get a better webcam one day, I swear. Yargle sleeves, Yargle deck box. Overall, all in all, really fun day playing with Cole. Cole's upstairs resting up. We're going to be doing some standard grind and an EDH stream real quick. So let me just share my screen. And we will be off to the races. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. If you weren't able to make it out to MagicCon, I recorded a little live today, walking around the floor, looking at all the art. And then I'm going to be doing one again tomorrow. So if you want to jump, here we go. We'll be doing some goblins in standard. So we're just going to go full screen, jump back over to arena. I'll kind of just jump right into this. Play, literally play this one. We'll do this one, yes. And then we'll choose the deck. Will be the mono red list of awesomeness. Yes. Okay. Let's do it like this. Watch this. Make sure everything's working. Everything looks good. Check, check, check. Perfect. Been a minute. Computer's been fighting me recently, and it's starting to work better now. So fingers crossed everything's worked this stream. I send everybody good vibes out there. Send them right back, please. Okay, we got our water. We got our magic. Super happy. Deep breath. Make sure that the audio sounds good. Maybe the mic's a little bit too sensitive, but I'm also really quiet, so we'll see. Big thank you to everybody who stopped in and said hi when they saw me at MagicCon. Good to see my friends. Good to see people that I've only ever met online. Only met a couple people, but it was still really cool. And then we saw a lot of really, really, really cool people. We saw Brian Kibler. We saw Anna the Amazonian. Yeah. There was, we saw, we saw the Pro Tour players. We saw Seth Manfield in the Pro Tour area, which was really cool. Who else? We saw the guy, Gavin Verhey. Yeah, we saw Gavin doing signings. Yeah, it was just a really cool event overall. And I really hope that, they're there again tomorrow, because me and Cole are going to go and we're going to try to, introduce ourselves and, shake some hands, take some photos. I think it'd be really fun. And we're in. All right, powerlifting trucker. Let's see what you got. I have a feeling that if you're powerlifting, you're probably not going to be that good at the magics. Because you got so much time to be powerlifting. This hand is bad, but I'm going to try it. We're going to bottom a 4-drop because we only have 2 lands. All right, opponent, show me bounce. Oh, I'm on the play. Good luck. Mountain Pass. So the question first that we have to ask ourselves is, do we want to play this Seer Slicer or this Horde Master? And if my opponent's playing Swift Spear, I definitely want to get this Lord down, because I can go Lord into a Squee and attack for 5. They could just be hell-bent on racing, and I have no issue with racing. If you're just trying to turn your creatures sideways, I have no issue with racing. One of my favorite things to do in Magic is go fast, go burr. All right. This is an attack for 6. They'll be at 14. And I think I outpace them next turn when I play my Lord. Okay, they're playing Goblins too. All right. I like this. Do it again. Just 5. Okay, we got our own Bastronaut. We could play a Bastronaut, play a Seer Slicer. I like that. Let's go to combat. Swing for 7. Probably kill the Lord. If they kill the Lord, yeah. See, now we're winning the race. Play a Bastronaut of our own. And a Seer Slicer Goblin. End step, make a guy. Pass it over. Opponent. Screaming Nemesis is fine. So they have another Monstrous Rage. They were thinking about whether or not to use it. That's probably the worst block. It gets +3. This is 6. Tramples for 4. Prowess trigger 3, 4. But if I put this here, only tramples for 1. Alternatively, we could go here, here. They go here. This is 4. No damage is taken. Prowess trigger 3. If they still Monstrous Rage here, the Screaming Nemesis. Yeah, I think that's how they get me because it's damage. So I should have blocked the Swift Spear. If I block the Swift Spear, we have the same math, but then they don't get the Screaming Nemesis trigger. Yeah, I should have just thought a little bit longer. Well, that's why I punt, because you don't have to. You just gotta watch and learn from my mistakes. I think all of this is good. And we're just gonna take out all the Painter Studios and Kratos. And that's a clean swap. We just bring in a butt ton of removal. Hey, what's up, Tim? How you doing, boss? Oh, it was a long day at MagicCon. Walked around, talked to artists, bought prints, got things signed. It was a really cool day, though. First Saturday at MagicCon, and it was literally awesome. So, how was your day, bro? I think because they played the Bastronaut first, I want to give the Seer Slicer down no matter what. Probably a Pyroclasm. So what we're going to do is we're just going to attack. They're going to not trade. So I'm going to take this action and ping. Then I'll play a Seer Slicer. And I'll make my dude back. And it's like nothing ever happened. What's up? What's up, Alex? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you dropping in. Yeah, it was a great day at MagicCon. We got some crazy whiteboarder cards. We got the Duelists Convocation International. I don't know how well you can see that. Probably not at all. And yeah, that's a DCI membership card as the art. It's pretty hot. Let me read the text of this real quick. So it's 3 mana for an enchantment. When Duelist's Convocation International enters the battlefield, choose a 10-digit number at random, write it down. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell that shares a mana value with one or more of the uncrossed digits in the chosen number, cross out one of those digits, then you draw a card. If all 10 digits are crossed out, you then win the game. It's a 3-mana enchantment. You just got to cast a 1 through 10 CMC and play a land, and you win. My opponent's not attacking. This is weird. I think I... So I go to combat. Just attack with this. Okay. Now I go Firebrand. Sack to ping. And the turn get the guy back. Now they're going to Pyroclasm. Screaming Nemesis is fine. I can still raise. It's on block, so they don't feel safe. Which makes sense. Really don't want to attack into this Screaming Nemesis. So I'm just going to play this and pass. Sure. Yeah, it was dope. Me and Cole first con ever, and it was dope. No blocks. I think we can race. We just gotta draw one of our removal spells. Yeah, or a land. These are 3 separate instances of one. It's like a mini Pyroclasm. I think I win this when I draw land. Because I don't care about that. Or that. Oh, okay. Thank F. The issue is the Howl Squad Heavy has to attack. The Squee doesn't, so we just play Squee. If we attack with Squee in the ones, they have 1 instance of a damage. And then I can kill it. I think I like that. So we attack like this, make a dude. I should have just attacked with 1 token. That was a throwaway. Oh, I didn't even have to attack with any of the tokens. Super ultra mega throwaway. Okay. So we can go ping here. Yeah, shoot a Seer Slicer. Oh, this is going to let them kill both my Seer Slicers. I guess that has to be okay. Trade with the Emberheart Challenger. It's not looking good for the Goblins. Then the last thing that remains is Whale. Yeah, definitely didn't play this right. I mean, this deck looks really good. Thank you, Torch. Thank you. I appreciate your effort. I'm going to play a Squee and do the Goblin thing. I want to attack. And then I'm going to concede. Good game. Burst lightning. Oh, yeah. Good shit. All right, well played, opponent. All right. Well, sometimes when you're in a tournament, you gotta take your loss early. Yeah, it's a very good point. Honestly, I think that's why maybe Twisted Fealty is so good, because there's some cards like that where we just can't beat it. So if we just borrow it for one turn, that gives us a window to like not, they don't get to do what they did, because like it's almost like we shouldn't have attacked. It's almost like we should just let them keep nugging us for 3 every turn and then wait till we get a Lord. The issue is then if we ever do attack and their Screaming Nemesis blocks, the more damage is a bad thing because it just means that we get burned faster. So, food for thought, things to consider in the future. Waiting on the opponent to take their turn. Opponent goes first and we go burn, burn, burn. I think I go Mountain, Astronaut, Mountain, Horde, Master, Mountain, Screed. Off the top, please. Okay, Mono Red seems like it's being played a decent amount right now. Listening to everybody, it's true. Everybody, when they were interviewed about their deck list after the Pro Tour, they were like, what deck do you not want to play against? And every single person said Mono Red. So I guess all the people on the arena are like, no, I know what deck I'm playing now. Yeah. Heartfire's pretty good. I was going to say, this shows me it's a bluff because they didn't attack with the Heartfire hero. If you're going to bluff, you have to bluff it all the way. Sure. Although that's not the right target. Jesus Christ. This was the death trigger? Definitely have a torch. Or maybe that was their torch. That could be it. If I draw a land, it's pretty good. Another 1-drop, yep. Yeah, I rotated back to trying them recently. I agree, they're not great. But I was playing them usually because I couldn't just find Scorching Shot. Scorching Shot's just really good in general, but it's just hard to find it. And then I found them recently in my bag. Okay. Mm-hmm. Just play Crinkle as a blocker. I could. Kind of want to play another Lord. And play this Firebrand. Just attack with this one. Attack for 7, just 2 creatures. And then I'll pass. So if they use their Rockfire Village to target their Heartfire hero, we let that happen because that's going to be a bluff. Oh, never mind. I take it all back. This game's over. I would like to shoot your Heartfire hero in response. I'll take 1, but you will not get a counter and a double strike and a trample. So I can eat here and eat here and eat here. Double Lord is real good. Definitely play this House Squad heavy. Play a Burnout Bastion. Okay. Bring in the Screaming Nemesises and probably the Twisted Fealties. And towards the towers and the uprights. I actually don't like Twisted Fealties. Painter Studio we can cut because we want interaction. A 4-drop's really not going to get us there on the draw ever. We just got to be realistic about this. On the play, we can cast our Krenko and untap with it the next turn, but to get to turn 5 against red means that we did everything right. And if we have a 4-drop in our hand, it's really hard to do that. This hand's great. Bottom, the 3 draws the board in the box, though. It's the board in the box. Oh, you could flood. I think on the draw, like putting the land on the bottom. These are our creatures. These are our threats. These are our lands. We want a mountain off the top. That works. Torch. Fealty is like okay. It's like in this matchup, it's mid. Like if I was expecting my opponent to board in a bunch of Screaming Nemesises, which is what I do, and which I think the last match did, or they could have had him in the main, then I think Twisted Fealty is like worth considering because that's what I felt like I learned from last match. But then when I really thought about it, this is the mice deck. This last match was like just like mono red aggro. It was just like all the fast cards from the format. This is like a specific niche. So I feel like this is like the the Bloomburrow set deck, and against them, taking their mice is not as good as just killing their mice. Against the Screaming Nemesis, though, like you saw how like back and forth, like and close the games were in like life totals. A Twisted Fealty in that matchup would be better. So that's why we ultimately didn't bring it in. But it's really close, and it's like a consideration of what cards you see and what cards you feel like you can't deal with. Opponent's really stressed out. Wow. So my opponent might be in the bathroom. Or they might be scared of facing Krenko. Some people just get scared of Krenko, and I understand. He's the mob boss. It's kind of intimidating. I don't agree with his tactics, but he gets the job done. Yeah, it unfortunately looks like we're going to be winning this one by a rope, which is not the way that we want this to be done. Much rather play Magic. Yeah. GG's opponent. Well, sometimes you win with highly effective sideboard cards, and sometimes you win with your opponent doing nothing for too many minutes. Well, 1-1. I hate to take your W's like that, but sometimes you gotta take your W's like that. We got 2 Dorettis from the new set. Boom. From the collector boosters that we pulled. And I will say, I think that a Doretti brew is in order. We could definitely, starting this week, do some crazy stuff with different Goblins cards. We know what the core deck is. We know how to do well with that deck. I think we kind of just... bottom of land? Yeah. I think that we kind of just have to be okay with brewing. And I think that Boomobile, Doretti, there's just so many good artifact cards that we can do. Yeah, aren't they really hot? Yeah, this is the foil Boomobile. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, Boommobile's really cool. Okay, definitely getting rid of this 3-drop. Although I should have definitely kept it now, but we don't know until we know. And now we know. Make another guy. If they can't kill that guy right away, they're in trouble. It might be the reason that they die. Nurturing pixie, make me discard a land. I will discard this cavern. Oh, isn't that grand? I still draw the land. Oh, isn't it grand? Oh, isn't it grand? I'll load up my guys, and I'll go to attacks, and I will attack you for 4. Block and trade and get you to 13 and make the guy back. It's like I didn't lost anything. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, if you're not having fun, no one is. So have fun. You deserve it. They deal themselves a damage. That doesn't feel good. Play a pixie to pick it back up. Whew. Well, this is pretty good. 1, 2, 3. Blocks and blocks take 4. What? I am confused. Bewildered even. Opponent realizes even if they leave it blocks, they die. That's crazy. So against the Pixie deck, I think we don't really change much. Probably trim 2 Krenkos and trim a Painter's Studio. And we play like 2 Lithomantic Barrages. No, we could just play 3 Screaming Nemesis. I kind of like... Let's cut our Krenkos for Screaming Nemesis. And we can just trim another Painter's Studio. We can play 2 Lithomantics. And that's a bunch of different ways to kill a creature that has a Shelter by Ghosts on it. Okay, this sounds great. They make us discard a card. We discard the Screaming Nemesis or the second Bastronaut. I kind of like the second Bastronaut. We like all of our other cards, and if we hit our 3rd land drop, which we did, then it's really good. So we go Bastronaut, first turn. They kill it for sure. What? Opponent, you're supposed to kill it. They must not have gotten the memo. Cavern on Goblin. Play a Firebrand. Go to combat. Swing. For 1. Pass. Mm-hmm. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Definitely gonna discard this Raceway. I'll take 3, that's fine. And now we just slam this. Pixie's good. That's fine. I think I'm gonna shoot a prowess token. No, I'm not scared, right? No, I'm scared in the air. So let's kill the Pixie before the trigger resolves. Because I really don't want that to happen. Now they can make me discard something, that's fine. I'll go to 9 after the attack with the Pixie. Pitch the Lithomantic. Yeah. Kind of have to be okay with the otters. This thing has to attack, and it will. I'll go to max speed. Give me double strike. Okay. 2 in the air is fine. That's why we had to kill the other one. Oh, ninjutsu, eh? So it's 3 unblocked. That's really good. They can tap something down, 2 stun counters. But this means that they don't have the unblockable flyer next turn. So I think that's actually better for me, as crazy as that sounds. I'll go to combat first. This and the Bastronaut are going to go at Kaido. Because I have double blockers back. Kaido's dead. Play Scamp. Play Scamp. Pass it over. Oh, I'm at 2. I'm so silly. Such a silly jack. Yeah. Very well played, opponent. I was thinking I had one more turn because of the Pixie, but yeah, no, the Hopeless Nightmare is just burn. Yeah. Silly jack. Okay. Well, we're going to be on the play for game 3. The barrage wasn't the greatest, but I think they were fine. I don't know. If that Screaming Nemesis was a Krenko, is that better? I think being able to like live off 3 lands was really important that game, so I think it's okay the way that we played it. Opponent just played to their outs, and they had the aggressive slant. I guess trading with that first otter was really important. Taking that 3 damage would have helped. Stabilize later. This is great. Bottom. It's gotta be Scamp, right? No, because yeah, do it like this. This is evasion. This can kill. Oh, but I'm on the draw. Pixie matchup is probably really close. It depends on like the build. If they're playing blue black, I would say it's a lot better. If they're playing Esper Pixie, it's probably worse. If they're playing main, so it's like blue black, I would say is 70-30 us. Very good. They play a lot of like cards that don't interact well with goblins. Then we have Esper, traditional Esper, which I would say is probably 60-40 us. They play cards that really don't do anything versus us. And we have a lot of like really resilient threats. And then there's like Esper Pixie that play main deck Sheltered by Ghosts, and like those decks we really struggle against. And that's like a specific build of Pixie, right? Like those same decks often usually have a temporary lockdown in the sideboard too. And so I would say that matchup's like probably like 40-60 against us. But I would say those decks are really rare. And I feel like most Pixie decks, we do have a very favorable matchup against. Because we just go wide and we just have resiliency and yeah. Like Seer Slicer is a hell of a card, Squee is a hell of a card, and Howl Squad Heavy is also a hell of a card. All three of those cards go so wide. And with Kranko, obviously, you go so wide, it's crazy. Death Trigger is probably the Mountain. Yeah, and the uncastable spell. I would not like to proliferate. I've done this before. But yeah, I feel like Goblins has a really good matchup against the meta. Meta. You're gonna beat me to death with a Restless Anchorage. Well, it's usually a sign they don't have anything. Here's a 2/3. This 2/3 makes my other spells a lot more powerful. I would say we also have a really good matchup versus Mono Red. Gruul is even better for us. Mono Red is like a little bit harder because we just have to purely race and it depends on draws. But like against Gruul, we can play to like a board stall and then we can just go super, super wide. And usually that's good enough. Mapping up the Restless Anchorage. It's gonna go fast. Painter Studio. No one drops. Combat. 12. I mean, I don't know if I can outrace this thing. I totally can. Just need one land off the top. Never gonna give it up. No, please don't wake me now. It's gonna be the best day of my life. Okay, not a land. We are fine, super grand, yeah. We can still just play this. We can still just play this, yeah. And then we kill this, yeah. And then we're okay, yeah. And then we're just fine, yeah. And then we're okay, yeah. And then we're just fine, yeah. I'm probably gonna scry. Scry. You got to scry. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We're looking for a Kranko. No. We can do this. And then that though. And then I'll pass. No. Please unsummon my painters. Please unsummon the painter studio. I would love to draw 2 more cards. Destroy an enchantment. Okay. Another this time. I love it. We can draw something crazy. I don't know if any of our draws get us out of this now, and the dropkick plus land is not the right turn for winning. Looks like we're going to pick up our second loss here, and then we're going to have to fight back for a 3-2, which is right where I want to be. That's exactly how I like to play Magic. I was wrong. I couldn't race a Restless Anchorage. Wow, that's insane. Well, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you're not able to get through. But we take a deep breath. We reset. We jump right back in. 2 more. And we can just we can play against, let's see. We want to play against like control twice. So whatever the control deck in this format looks like right now, whether it's blue-white, I'll play against straight blue-white. It's been a while since I played it against straight blue-white. I would like to play first. This is a hand with cards. Go turn 1 mountain, turn 2 raceway. Go to 2 speed on 2. Decline. Mountain. Housewood heavy. Combat, attack. Pass it over. No, I would not like to do this thing. At least not right now. Come back to me in a little bit. Alrighty. Petrify. You're petrifying my house quite heavy? Is that where we are, Lord? Am I down here with a petrified house quite heavy? What have I done to deserve this? Combat. Attack. Curse smack. And then I'm at the max speed, but I can't be doing anything. If I didn't attack with a house squad heavy, I would have been great because I could have played the Dropkick Bomber in the Painter Studio A. However, that really plays into a Wrath of God, which I feel is like what they got in their hand. Oh, hell no. You what? You what? You're doing what to my what? Just give me damage. Just give me damage and then give me damage and then just I don't know what's happening. We're just turning creatures sideways. I don't know. We're like gonna go to this. My opponent's name is Smoke. My opponent's name is Smoke. Out of respect for my opponent's name. Okay, opponent. I'll give you this one. All right, opponent. I have a feeling that this is going to be petrified. But that's fine, because it makes 1/1s. Petrified, opponent. Okay. This is a new card. 3 mana, 3/2. Trample and creatures. If you control another outlaw, create a treasure. I think I figured out what's happening. My opponent is playing events to try to get more gems so that they can get more cards. And I am playing events to try to practice for RCQs. And I feel very bad. Yeah. I'll get rid of you, dude. Get my guys back. Slowly, one at a time. I have 4 mana this turn, so I can go to face gallery. Unlock. Attack for 3. They eat it. They're making sure I'm tapped out. I don't have anything that can do some weird shit. And they're right. I'm tapped out. I cannot do quote unquote weird shit. I just lose my guy. But I get it back. And I'm a red deck. And you could technically have not blocked. You could always make that misplay. You could fear something that doesn't exist and make an irrational decision. And so sometimes when you're playing red, it's not to lean on your opponent, right? But you just like give them a lot of decisions to make, right? It's not, there's a difference between leaning on your opponent and trying to make them make a mistake and making sure that all of the way that you play the game is giving them a bunch of different decisions to make. And when you give them more choices, like give them more creatures to attack with and more things in combat, they have to think more. Like here, right? Like they blocked and they realize that they're very free from my 1/1s because they get to untap it, so they get aggressive. And this might work in my favor in the future. Now I go another Lord. And now I go a hasty dude. And then I go combat. Attack with you and you. These are both 4s. Now they really don't want to block. And second main, I get to play another creature. And I get to get another creature, which makes the trade feel like the worst thing in the world for them. Guardian of the Great Door. Squee. I get this one flying. And then I get this one flying. And hear me out. I get this one flying. Then I go to combat. And I attack with my flyers. And this dude. And they're all 4s. Like, the ones are 4s. And then the 2s are 5s. And everything is kind of shit. Because their 4 has to trade. And their 4, yeah. The issue is GG's. Good game, opponent. Well, not a lot to talk about in that match, obviously. Respect to my opponent for grinding events to get packs and gems, because you have to. Now, I feel bad for grinding events to get packs and gems, because I feel like more people like that are doing it. But then I remember there's Esper Pixie players in here, and I'm like, no, F it. I'm going to take these gems from those Esper Pixie players, 1,000%. That's what we're Goblins for. The Goblins are here to take from the Esper Pixie players, who are bullying on all the homebrew guys. There's a food chain here. And I'm not saying Goblins are at the top, but Goblins are at the top. It's an unnatural hierarchy. We've worked really hard to be here. All right. Wow, last match we get to be on the play. Afterburner expert in foils is so hot. Goblin. Here's my one dude. Attacky. Guess I should have played a scamp. The face gallery kind of just pushes the point. They have to kill this now. They waited for me to be tapped so I couldn't sack it to ping them for 1. That's why I should have led with Scamp, because if they have like removal, Scamp's a little bit better. Okay, so this might just be Pixie. Ooh, is this old school Demir? I love playing against old school Demir. It's really good for us. Yeah, if I see old school Demir, I'm like so happy. I'm like, oh, this match is over. Goblin. Astronaut. Astronaut. Scamp. Opponent's holding up interaction. Unlock. We'll go to combat first. Hold up a bunch of mana. Do some dumb things. Damage is good. Kill one of them? Sure. $17.15 when I shoot you. Then we go unlock. Get 2 lands out of there. Pass the turn. Children's fine. That's not. I can't say that's fine. Nemesis still just 2, but it has Menace. One more turn and we'll be good. I should have played the... But I want him to start making Mirrex tokens for sure. Because if they attack, we're in a really good spot. Never mind. Yeah. Mirrex. I'll make a Mirrex token. Very interesting. I can give it 5. 1, 2, 3. No, I can give it 4 tough. 4 power right now. Oh, 5 with the thing. So we'll attack like this. And they're just gonna kill it at the end. That just makes sense. They go to 13, but they gain that life back. What we really need is a Krenko off the top. If we're just here with the Krenko, I think we're fine. Sometimes you take the variance, and we're definitely taking the variance. They're like, I don't want to get any more infect. Oh, I'll draw for sure. Oh, it's a 1 drop. It's okay. Oh, and it burns me? Wow. Opponent's got pretty good synergy in their deck. It's almost like it's a tier deck or something. I'm not sure. Good game. So this is a matchup where we kind of want something like Scorching Shot, but we don't have it. This is like a Screaming Nemesis matchup and a Twisted Fealty matchup, really. Painter Studios, okay. Really, we kind of just want to do exactly what we did, but less lands. We still only played 23. We didn't go up to like 30. We'll trim a Krenko. We'll trim a Painter Studio. And we don't really need the 3rd Screaming Nemesis. It's a good blocker. It's a good attacker. It's a little bit better than like on average our other spells. Much better. This was a Painter Studio. It would have been better, but it's fine. Play this. We need land, and we're fine. We got this. I believe in us. It makes sense if this dies. I can understand where you're coming from if you kill it. But they're probably just going to tap it down with a 2-1. Yeah. Because then I can't attack with my 1. No attacks. Can we get a land? I would like to ask. Can I get a land off the top of my deck? They're going to be like attack. And then put a Kaido in. Then put a Kaido in. No. Shuffle the Screaming Nemesis in. This would be weird. that would mean they really don't have a lot of other interaction. Okay, so they're not doing that. I'm gonna go play a haste dude. Play a lord. Go to combat. This is a good attack. Drowner to tap down the firebrand. Targeting the lord. They want to get rid of the lord. So they're going to land, go for the throw of the screaming nemesis, put the dropkick bomb right in your deck. But I'll do that all after attacking for 4. No blocks. Shuffle the dropkick in. No go for the throat though. Painter Studio. Try to keep building. No lands. That's fine. Trade off with the 2/2. Go for the throat? No. They keep holding this up, but I don't know what they're waiting for. Okay, so the land is off the death trigger. Gix's command is fine. I got a death trigger. Another land's gone. Okay, 3 lands in a row is kind of what we needed actually. Play the squee, unlock the deface gallery, and then attack for 5. Put them to 9. Activate the Soul Stone Sanctuary. As soon as they finished drawing, they looked at their Soulstone Sanctuary. So I think they're trying to figure out if they can use it as an effective blocker, because their hand might be really bad. Or that was a really good bluff. We're going to go to combat. Attack. Flash in the Curiosity, probably. If I had to guess. Nowhere to run the squee. Don't have enough mana to activate the other thing. Still get the 3 1/1s that become 2/2s. And they have the Curiosity, okay. I'm kind of fine with this because now I just get to go like escape my squee right now. No. We're going to play Krenko. They have to kill Krenko. And then I escape my squee next turn because it is haste. The only way this gets punished is if the squee gets exiled. Attack. Do it. I'll do it. I will take 4. 10. I bled. It is a bounce spell. It is a bounce spell. Goblin, yeah. Uncounterable squee. Please kill this thing. Please, please, please. I feel like you have died. You have died. I think. A bounce. Okay, cut down's fine. Didn't tap Krenko when I had 3, which is very dumb. So, or when I had 4. Now I can only get 3, which is fine. They don't block, which is fascinating. Preacher's fine. They tap their Soulstone Sanctuary. So even if they have land, they can't go land, activate Soulstone. Tidebinder the Krenko, okay. It's just a 3/3 now with that ability. But then I get this guy in play and I go to combat and I attack with 4. Yes. That was so close. Okay, Krenko really carried the day there. The Screaming Nemesis was okay. I think we kind of just want to do like the main game plan. Screaming Nemesis didn't really feel the greatest. The haste creature's good, but against this deck we kind of just want to go super wide. Having the 3/3 just die didn't feel great, like the greatest. I wish it was a Painter Studio. This hand's okay. We need to draw some heavy hitters, but we'll be fine because we have a Scamper to a Seer Slicer. Not what we wanted to see right off the bat. This is pseudo unblockable by 1 creature, so play like that. Hold our damage back. Combat. Okay. Play the land, play the Scamp. Play the Firebrand. Ping ya, dude. Pass it over to you. The only way that line was punished was if they play a Spyglass Siren and crack a map immediately. We would have wanted to leave the dude up to it to block. Here, this is 2, 3, 4. They might not block. Do I trade 4 cards for this Preacher? Probably. That's how good 4 toughness is. 4 toughness is this good in the format. I have to waste 3 cards to deal with it. Like flash in another creature. They're just like, they're thinking about stuff, and I don't know why they wouldn't be just using the removal if they had it. They let it double trigger. Okay, they have Tidebinder. Yeah, so it's a creature. That makes sense. It's a creature that interacts. That's why they're so confused. They can't really attack with it ever. The Bastronaut gets through 1 creature. Best draw. Guaranteed best draw. Combat to get your bomb back. I guess this trades, and that's fine. I'd rather get it off the battlefield. Although if they kill my lord, it still trades. But then it only gives me 1 death trigger then. Painter Studio. Yeah, it's good. That's a good lord. But there could be like another one on top. Block a 1/1. I guess I should have. No, Lord Before Combat's good. If they have nothing, then that's the best way to do it. Definitely should have paid 2. I have no cards in hand, so that was just a blunder. Okay. Jam this. Beginning combat, get the guy. So this one, these. Enduring Curiosity. That's fine. Block 2 1/1s. Double block up Astronaut, perhaps. They definitely have a Gix's command next turn. It's probably why they kept the slower hand, because they were relying on the board wipe to catch things up. Night! Well, that's a crazy block. I guess they're scared of the double strike next turn. Got a guy. It's also a block that keeps their Tashanas alive, which makes sense. Best draw here by far is a Krenko. Glad we took the Screaming Nemesis out, because if we drew Screaming Nemesis here, I would be a Screaming Nemesis. That's pretty bad. Oh, and the phone died. Okay, we drew the Mountain. So we're going to bluff. Combat, get a free guy. This one. I guess we really lose to a second Enduring Curiosity if we swing out with all the dudes that want to attack. So I think it's really not worth it. Play land. Get the guy back. Pass it over. There it is. This is really close. Yeah, they definitely have the Gix's command. And lifelink puts them to 18. And I think that's game. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's pretty good. The good old Spyglass Siren. Well, at least I can kill that. Good game. Well, that's what I get for saying that I had a Demir matchup. Sometimes you say that you have a good matchup and then you play the version that has Tidebinders. I think the main deck Tidebinders was the best build of this deck, and this deck is really good when they have Tidebinders because you can just randomly turn people off of like their game-winning triggers. I.e. Sear Slicer. If I have double Sear Slicer there, I think I just win the game. But good games of point, well played, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But that's why you got